The construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza. A detailed exploration background and context. The Great Pyramid of Giza, also known as the Pyramid of Khufu, or Cheops, was built during Egypt's 4th dynasty around 2580 to 2560 BCE. It stands on the Giza Plateau, near modern-day Cairo, and is the largest of the 3 pyramids in the complex. It was constructed as a tomb for Pharaoh Khufu, who ruled for about 23 years. The pyramid originally stood at 146.6 meters, 481 feet, tall, making it the tallest man-made structure on Earth for over 3,800 years. The scale and precision. The pyramid is made up of roughly 2.3 million blocks of limestone and granite. These blocks vary in size, from about 2.5 tons to as much as 80 tons. The total weight of the pyramid is estimated at around 6 million tons. Its base covers over 13 acres, about 5.3 hectares, and the 4 sides are almost perfectly aligned to the cardinal points north, south, east, west, with an error of only 3/60th of a degree. The internal chambers, including the King's Chamber and the Grand Gallery, are constructed with remarkable precision, using massive granite blocks transported from Aswan, more than 800 kilometers, 500 miles away. Unanswered questions and mysteries. 1. How were the stones quarried? The limestone blocks for the bulk of the pyramid were quarried locally on the Giza Plateau itself. However, the granite used in the King's Chamber and other parts came from quarries in Aswan. The exact tools and techniques for extracting these massive blocks remain unclear. Copper chisels and stone hammers were likely used, but these tools would wear down quickly and seem insufficient for cutting such hard granite blocks. 2. How were the massive stones transported? Moving these huge stones without wheels. Wheels existed, but likely not for heavy loads on sand or advanced machinery, is a huge puzzle. Some theories suggest the stones were transported on wooden sledges lubricated with water to reduce friction on sand. Method partially supported by ancient Egyptian wall art, but hauling multi-ton blocks miles across desert terrain would require enormous manpower and coordination. The transportation of 80-ton granite blocks from Aswan down the Nile River and then inland to Giza adds further complexity. The logistics of river barges and overland transport remain partly speculative. 3. How were the blocks lifted and positioned? The pyramid's height of nearly 150 meters posed a challenge in raising stones to ever-increasing levels. Theories include straight ramps, immense ramps built on one side of the pyramid, growing longer and higher as the pyramid grew. However, such ramps would be massive, requiring extraordinary resources, and may have become impractical at great height. Spiral ramps. A winding ramp around the pyramid's exterior, still debated because archaeological evidence is lacking. Internal ramps. A more recent hypothesis suggests an internal spiral ramp within the pyramid's structure, but this is not yet universally accepted. The exact method of achieving the precision placement of blocks with minimal gaps, often less than a millimeter, remains a marvel. 4. How was the pyramid so precisely aligned? The sides of the pyramid align extremely closely with the 4 cardinal points, an accuracy that would challenge even modern engineers without GPS. Possible methods include astronomical observations using the stars, the sun's shadow, or the circumpolar stars, but the exact techniques are debated. 5. The workforce. Who built it? Contrary to popular myth about slaves, archaeological evidence points to a skilled workforce of tens of thousands of laborers, including engineers, masons, architects, and seasonal workers who likely worked in rotating shifts. Workers lived in nearby temporary villages, with evidence of organized food supplies and medical care. Yet, how such a large labor force was mobilized and maintained is still a question of social organization. 6. Why build such a monument? The pyramid served as a tomb and a symbol of Pharaoh Khufu as divine power and connection to the gods. It likely also had religious significance tied to the Egyptian beliefs about the afterlife and the sun god Ra. However, the exact spiritual and political motivations behind its monumental scale remain topics of scholarly debate. Summary: why is it still unexplained? No ancient Egyptian records clearly describe the pyramid's construction process. Much of what we know is pieced together from archaeology, later historical texts, and logical inference. Modern experimental archaeology has tried recreating parts of the process but cannot replicate the entire project. The scale, precision, and logistics involved remain astounding. Some aspects remain beyond current understanding, feeding fascination and mystery.